Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Got another haul for you. Whatever you want to call it, a graphic novel haul, hardcover haul, or comic book haul, right? If you've been following the channel for a minute, you know that basically we haul or collect mainly collected editions. So what I got here is all hardcovers. I do get some paperbacks, but nowadays I don't pick up much paperbacks. I do get paperbacks as far as manga or on the other channel, the manga swag. A lot of paperbacks. But as far as Western comics, I mainly go hardcovers and omnibuses nowadays. So yeah, let's show off the haul. The first book here is bam, right. This is I love this cover. Look at that. That looks awesome. This is basically like a volume one. I wouldn't say it's a reboot because it continues the story, but it gets renumbered. This collects issues 1 through 10 of Rye and issues 1 through 5 of the Fallen World, along with a few other one shots. Here's the front cover, the dust jacket, creators, writers, and so forth. Here is the book without the dust jacket. It's just a solid black with red foil letters. Says right. Now the material here, it's almost like a cloth, Dinky or Hellboy library editions. If anybody that's seen those before, looks real nice. The only problem with this is that it gathers up a lot of dust that sticks to it. So you definitely need to leave the dust jackets on these. Here's the inside of the book, black inner flaps. Says Ride Deluxe Edition. Here we go, the table of contents. I love the way Valiant does their table of contents. It shows you here the free comic book day of Bloodshot, then Fallen World 1 through 5. That's one trade. Next storyline is Fatherland 1 through 5. Then the next storyline is Wild Frontiers. So this is basically volume 1, volume 2 of the Ride. In case you want to buy it in trade paperbacks, those are the two you would buy. So I love the way they separate all that. Gallery and so forth over here. Now here, first storyline, Fallen Worlds, and it shows you the cover to every issue that's going to be in this storyline, meaning these 5 issues right there. After that, well, this one doesn't show you the actual cover. That's interesting. Now, so this first storyline, you get this artist. I have not read this storyline, but this is the art we're going to get in it. Looks solid. I'm digging it. Now let me show you what I mean by on the other storylines it shows the covers. Okay, so this storyline ends. Now we get the next Fatherland, which is Rye Volume 1. All the covers that belong to that one. Let's see if this one gives us a cover. Yeah, this one gets the cover. Rye, issue 1 right there. This is Juan Jose Rip on art. So you see the art is kind of different here. It's more cartoony. I'm not the biggest fan of Juan Jose Rip's art, but here it looks like he got better with his art. It's evolved. It's kind of changed. And also, I think the colorist here, it helps it look a little bit better. So here, I don't mind. It looks pretty cool. This starts off with very Mad Max like they're in this desert, this world where there's this biker gangs and all kinds of other people, right? It reminded me a lot of Mad Max when I read this first storyline. So yeah, him and Rye are going to fix the world from all the problems they kind of caused. It's a long story. I don't want to get into spoilers, but they're Rye's kind of responsible for some of this stuff. Unwillingly, he made some mistakes, and he's trying to fix the world because he was helping the bad guy when the whole time he thought he was helping the good guy. All right, here's some of the artwork in black and white. Has some pretty cool extras. It shows you a lot of this. Look at that. Nice 2-page spread. Here we get it with the inks and the pencils. Real nice. So then we could compare it to the color version of it in the story. It's another page. I'll do a review of these books down the road after I read them. I'll do a whole overview of them and so forth. Let's get to the next book. Alright, here's Fables Volume 3. That's the front cover. Back cover. The inner pages, you see it's purple. They're all kind of the same. And they all start off like this, where you get kind of like some illustrations with some writing like this, kind of like prose novels. Here's a table of contents, which is pretty cool. Again, like I said, you get those illustrations with some writing on the side. Now I wanted to show you something over here that I didn't show in the last book. Here's how the covers look when one issue ends, when the next one starts. Typical DC, you get the full cover. It's like a version cover. You just don't get the title here or the issue number, right? Which is still pretty cool. Next one, the same thing. You get the full cover, you just don't get the title or the issue number. Then you get this on the other side of it. So yeah, these are pretty cool. I've been digging them. I like the way DC does that with the cover. I kind of wish it did have the issue number. It looked exactly like the covers on the singles, but it's still fine. We get all the artwork in full oversize, right? So I'm still digging it. All right, let's get to the next book. All right, here's the next book. It's Batgirl by Gail Simone. This is the second time I bought this book. I had bought it, I sold it, and now I rebought it again. I never got around to reading it. I didn't even open my previous copy. I just needed space at the time, so I sold a few books that I hadn't even opened and some that I had read as well. But now that I have space again, I rebought it. I do want to at least read it, and then I don't know if I'll keep it in the long run, but I do want to at least read the run. So yeah, this is the cover. Love the covers. Adam Hughes art, I believe. Really digging his art. Like the spine as well. It's pretty cool. Written by Gail Simone. Here's the back cover. The inner flaps kind of has her glove right here. Have not read this, what it says here. Then another, I kind of like this. It's not really, it's just colors. It's no drawing there, but it looks pretty cool. I like it. It's almost like a marble floor or something, but in green. Pretty sick though. I'm digging it. Here's the actual book and the art on the actual cover. Again, here you see gorgeous artwork. This looks almost like an art germ type style. I'm not sure who the artist is. I didn't do any research on it. Here's the spine. Fairly straightforward. Just says Batgirl Returns Omnibus. Gail Simone. And again, this like weird, almost marble type design. It also gives it like a eerie Batcave feel to it as well. Now let's flip through a few of the pages. Here are the inner flaps. Again, we keep going with this theme. It says Batgirl Returns. I'm not too familiar with this run, or I don't read a lot of DC in general outside of Batman. But I know it's called Batgirl Returns because I believe she was in a wheelchair before this, and now she's back on her feet. So it's called Batgirl Returns. So it's kind of like a good starting on point, right? Like a reboot, kind of, if you will. So yeah, like I said, can't wait to get into it. I'm really liking these purple. Look at the bat right here. I'm really liking this design on it. It looks real cool. And it's almost, you could almost say like minimalistic, but at the same time, there's a lot going on. Like, it has a whole vibe to it. Here's the cover. As DC is known to do, the covers with no titles on them. And yeah, it doesn't tell you it's issue 1 though. And it gets no table content. So that sucks. I always hate when it doesn't have a table content, or when I would like it to have the number of what issue it is. So yeah, there's some of the art. The art's pretty cool. As with a lot of the mainstream characters, they usually go back and forth with different artists. Let's flip one page forward real quick just to see. That's the cover to the next issue. Pretty good cover. I'm digging that one as well. And again, yeah, these never have like the issue on the top or anything, as far as I'm aware with DC. But you know, they could have put it in the back over here. Here it looks like it's still the same artist. Oh, this is an interesting villain. I'm not familiar with that villain, but it looks pretty cool. I think I'm gonna put this one on my short list of books because it comes highly recommended. So put it on the short list of to read. Wow, look at this panel right here. This looks gorgeous. Really enjoying it. The whole crescent moon and so forth. The bat gives it a whole vibe. Let's go one more page before we go to the extras. So this one was kind of busy. A lot going on right here. That's some type of conference or party or club. What is this? This looks like a club. Getting their drink on and they smoke on. Alright, so here we start the Batgirl cover gallery. So is it gonna just be pure covers? Got a Robot Chicken character there. Mad Magazine. Here's some of the other covers. A lot of variants. I'll eventually do an overview on this, so I don't want to show everything right now. Oh, this cover looks real nice. I like this one. Let's go one more over here. We got some sketches and so forth. That looks pretty cool. So this has some decent extras. The table of contents isn't there, so that's a big, thumbs down. But other than that, it looks solid. I can't wait to read this one. All right, here's the next book, Rise of the Sith, Star Wars. This says here the Legends Edition. Now, these are not considered canon anymore. These are the Dark Horse series. So if you like the Dark Horse stuff, what I like about this is that there is a beginning, middle, and end. So there's gonna be about 12 omnibuses for the whole collection. So you could collect those and it will not keep going, right? Because there's gonna be an end to it. So that's pretty cool. You could think of it as kind of like an alternative universe, kind of like how you have X-Men and Ultimate X-Men and so forth. So yeah, this cover, I like the cover, but I seen this book in other videos, and when I saw these black borders, that was a real turn off. I was like, oh, that's kind of whack. I would have liked the art to go all the way through to the sides and all the way to the top, right? But it is what it is. Okay, so here's the back cover. I like the design here with these three things. I heard this story is not the strongest. I read some of them, the New Republic, the Old Republic, those two I like. The New Republic is kind of like a lot of Rogue Squadron stuff with the guys that fly the planes and so forth. So that's pretty cool. I haven't read all of it, but I've enjoyed what I did read, and it's some other characters and a different take, with the Air Force side of things, if you will. So this one, I think I'm not exactly sure what's in here, but I think it's all the stuff before episode 1 of the movies. So yeah, that's what's gonna be in here. I can't wait to read it. I'm not even gonna bother opening this one because I've seen it in other videos and so forth. So yeah, let's get to the next book. All right, here's the last book of the haul. It's Decorum. Is the front cover. I really like how it's in black and white, but it has slight vibes of color. Reminded me a lot of Sin City that way. Here's the spine. It's by Image. Pretty basic. The letters, basic font, and so forth. And here's the back. The art on this is very trippy. Like, I don't just mean necessarily the art style. Like, oh, you just look at this art and so forth. I'll explain. I flipped through a few of the pages. $40 cover price. Total blind buy. I don't really know what this is about, but it intrigued me enough where I was like, you know what? I want to check it out. I did like what they were doing with the art here. And it does have Hickman, who I did like his East of West, which was also an Image title. So let's flip through a few of the pages here. Okay, here's the inner flaps. They're just solid black. Some of the pages. Here has table of content, which I like. It shows you part 1 ends at 42. Part 2 ends at page 87, and so on and so on. So there's about 8 issues here, but they're each about 40 pages, not 20. So it's more like almost 15, 16 issues. Because 42, that's almost like a 2-page, a double-sized issue, right? Hickman does this a lot with his designs. I noticed he had a lot of this on the X-Men one and on the East of West one. Have not read this. I just literally unsealed this and cracked it open right now. Now look at the art here. See how it has a circle here, then the art, then another triangle here, and this looks like with no inks, just raw pencils. And then this one over here is in color. So see how they're all completely different from each other? It's very trippy the way they do things here. Here's almost like a color painted style. It looks real dynamic, real interesting. I'm digging it. It almost looks like pirates and like knights, but at the same time with futuristic technology, right? Okay, once we get a little further in the story, look at here. We get a lot of light blue hues, and then it's almost like black and white with just red, right? Like I said, kind of like a Sin City thing. So they obviously play with colors here. I don't know if that has something to do with the story. Look at this. This is just in 2 colors, 3 color tones, right? Then the issue ends. This is kind of interesting. We'll get to this once I actually read the book. I could talk about it a little more in depth once I do an overview and I read the whole thing. Here again, look at the art. This looks real cool, this panel. So like I said, it's very interesting artwork and the way they play with colors and stuff. I want to see how that impacts the story or why is that, right? So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that yet because I have not read the book. But yeah, that's the last book for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Leave any questions you have in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'll check you guys out next time.